As the possession flow went, we just made it so hard on ourselves early in the game. I think the first half possession flow was sort of 60-40 against, and I just felt that we just kept Canberra in the game with some pretty ordinary ends to our sets, and brought them down our field and our end of the field, and just give them some cheap field position really. And you obviously can't do that to a good side, and it finishes 2 tries apiece, and I've really got to admire the effort of our boys of staying in the fight and giving ourselves a chance to win the game there at the end. I really felt that we were coming home strong, but I think when you look at the stats, we're at about 60% completion rate. Last week we're up around 90%. I think we had 18 errors in total. I think 11 of them come out of the backfield, and when you do that, you just put too much pressure on yourself, and I think it probably took its toll in the end. But like I said to the boys then, there's lots of parts of that game we can fix, but I certainly can't fix any attitude deficiencies, and that's certainly something that we're not short on. They kept on turning up for each other, and they defended their line for like 50 tackles or something today, and to only give them 2 tries was a good effort, and we've got to take the positives out.
Is it frustrating to sort of not have finished off that comeback effort in the second half?
Oh, definitely. I'd love to be sitting here with the victory, and I really felt that we were coming home to get them there in that sort of last 20, and full belief, that we could pull it off. And, in the end, it comes down to a couple of goal kicks there. Chatty's obviously not real happy with a couple of these kicks, but it shouldn't have been, about that. It's whenever I felt that we had a chance to, push ahead in the game, that would come up with a cheap error. We'd get some good field position and we'd get thrown into touch a couple of times, or we'd make a half break and we just weren't patient enough to take the tackle. We'd push the pass. We just weren't patient enough tonight, and we can fix that.
Noel's had some injuries in the past, and then it's sort of history repeating itself for you.
No, not at all. I mean, he kicked 6 from 6 last week, Chatty, and he's been outstanding all pre-season. If you could see the amount of work that he puts into his goal kicking. He's a true professional, and that's why he'd be really disappointed in himself. But like I said, it doesn't come down to that. Shouldn't come down to that. The 18 errors in the game is what takes its toll. Not goal kicking. So, he's been outstanding. As I said last week, 6 from 6, kicking it from the sideline. They're really good yesterday. Captain's run, kicking in the wet. So, he'll be all right. He'll move on.
How was he, Bomber, especially having basically missing the conversion and then having a shot in the same spot? To level the...
Like any playmaker, they probably wear it, on themselves there. But I haven't spoken to him personally, but it's not about Chad Townsend. He set up 2 tries for us as well, So, it's never about that in my eyes. It's about the 17 boys that are out there and lots of other areas of the game that we know that we probably... we wanted to be clean out of our end. We want to make them come off their line today, and we didn't do that well enough early. And we want to be nice and tight through the middle third of the field. We didn't do that early. So there's some parts there that we just didn't get done today. But as I said, I really admire their effort, and they're a very quality side, Canberra, and most people have got them, right up the top of the ladders where they predict they're going to finish. And we pushed them all the way, and could have been sitting here with a victory if we did a few things differently.
Probably comes down to a missed tackle right on half time.
Well, it wasn't the missed tackle. It was probably us again not being patient enough. Pushed the pass there on the left. Matty Moylan. He has already put his hand up for that, but we just had to get to half time at 6-0 down. I thought that would have been a bit of a win for us, given all the possession they had. I was quite happy with that, and I was just praying they just sort of got to half time at 6-0 and reminded me of the semi-final down there in Canberra when Williams took the intercept right on half time as well. We just give him that 12 points. It's real cheap points there at the back end, and in the end that was pivotal. That could have been the difference as well. So we can highlight any part of the game and say that was the turning point, but we had too many things tonight that compounded, and whenever the Raiders would make an error, we always seemed to not build any pressure on it afterwards. And particularly early when we made one, they would just complete and just play good wet weather footy, and they probably set their win up.
Obviously happy with the defence. You had to defend a lot of sets in a row in that first half.
Yeah, I was. I mean, the missed tackle count crept up. I think at one stage we were up near at half time. It wasn't pretty, but that just came as a result of just fatigue. As I said, they completed 10 more sets in us, and that in itself, is another 60 tackles, whatever, do the sum. But Yeah, they only got us on the right there, Sebastian Chris, and late there on the left with Hudson Young. I thought we were working real hard to turn them away, and they've got a lot of strike on their side. So, they've worked real hard in their defence, and I am happy with where that's at. But we can't have a game where we have up near 50 missed tackles. It's you're not going to win many games of footy with that.
Well, you mentioned the Raiders and how highly touted they are. The knock on the Sharks last year was not getting a top 8 tie. Does that tonight give you confidence that you're right up there and you've bridged that gap?
Oh yeah, I mean, we didn't really look into it last year. We knew we more than stood up to the top 8 sides last year. History shows we didn't beat one, and but we're not going to let that carry over to this year. It's a new year, and I felt that we've taken a lot of confidence out of that. We've still got Sean Johnson out there, and Jesse Raymond, Sifa Talakai, Royce Hunt. So we're a bit under strength as they got a couple out as well. But I think that we can take some confidence out of it. I know they've worked hard. I know there's money in the bank there, and that holds you in good stead to perform well. And it's just about how we handle this now and just jump back into Parramatta this Saturday.
Sean Johnson's coming back to mention in a couple of weeks. Will Kennedy's really made a fist of that fullback spot. It might be hard to move with Moylan and stuff like that. What do you make of him?
Of Will?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Will's been outstanding. Again, someone who's just had a really, really good pre-season, and, Will's probably been a little bit guilty of dropping his heads when things don't go quite right for him all the time. But this year, on the back of his pre-season, he's just super confident and really focused on his job. He's a very important part of our team. His positional play at the back is outstanding. He's featuring in some nice plays for us, like 2 tries last week, another one tonight. Carrying the ball, returning the ball back nice and strong. He's worked hard on his body, so I'm real happy with how Will's going. His development's really good there at the back. So, yeah, I mean, Sean, he's going well, but he's still looking at probably around that 8 to 10 mark, so we've still got a while before he's due back.
What happened with Mawini there? Was he injured when he came off, or was that a decision just to bring him off?
No, it was a decision to bring him off. I mean, it's having a bit of an unhappy night there, Ma. And, I've got Connor Tracy on the bench as well, and I was actually thinking about trying to get Connor into the game. And Connor played a fair bit for us last year, filling in the centres, and he can play anywhere in the back line, Connor. And you would have saw with his how hard he was running the footy. He's really added something to our team every single time I put him on, and he literally he's a super sub. You can play him anywhere. So I just felt Ma was having a bit of an unhappy night there with his hands, and I knew that Connor was going to bring something, and that was my opportunity to bring him into the game. So yeah, that's all that was.
What do you think when the ref stopped the game with Whiten?
I mean, I was really confused by that, I must say. I don't know what was called, and I don't want to question any sort of player welfare if it was a head knock, but I just didn't understand it. We just got the ball back and we were attacking their line, and I think the ref chose to stop it there, and then the whole breaking play, we've got to address that as a game. We changed the rules this year when orange shirts would come on and they'd have 2 minutes in the bin. But, it's not... It's player welfare, I understand we need to be real careful of that, but when sides are, defending the try line, they've got to understand that, that all the momentum we lose all that momentum there, and at the end of the day, he didn't have to leave the field. So, I'd have to follow that one up with the refs and see what was called there and if that was the correct protocol.
Was it typical Wade Graham performance? How disappointing though was it to not get it done in his 250th?
Yeah, I think we're a little bit nervous for Wado too. We all wanted to get it done for him, but sometimes milestone matches that added pressures can make a few of the boys. I thought we were a little bit nervous the way we started, but we didn't get it done for Wade tonight. But certainly doesn't detract from what Wade means to us. He's been an absolute champion, and just the leader that he's evolved into. Like, he come to the club as a real young kid. I remember playing with him in 2011. He was that young, carefree sort of footy player. He's now developed into this awesome leader. He's a world-class player. He played at the highest level, won a premiership. Just a super impressive leader, and stands for everything that what the Sharks are about. He really gives our team an identity, and it's a shame we couldn't get the win for him today, but we all know what Wade means to us, and it was really nice for his family to present his jersey before the game. He's pretty emotional, Wado, so it's still a special day for him to reach 250. It's a great achievement.
Just back on Mawini, are you kind of hoping something like that doesn't knock his confidence? Just because it obviously had a great pre-season and things like that. What do you kind of...
Oh, yeah, look, I mean, they all made errors. It wasn't just Mawini. I think, they all... I was just looking at the stats then, and our back line had 14 errors between them, so they've all got to have a look at themselves. But, losing Jesse Raymond's a big loss for us as well. So, But Mars is really good. But yeah, it's just about how he reacts to this now, and you know, and force his way back in. But I wouldn't have given him a go if I wasn't confident he could do the job there. So, you know, we don't have a lot of depth there with our outside backs. Jackson Ferris has got an injured foot from Newtown the other day as well. So.